Well, hello from Southern Ontario this May 22nd, a breezy, bad hair day. Anyways, always appreciate the comments. Thank you. You sent me a little further down this rabbit hole. I might not have went there. Be it on YouTube or TikTok, I never remove comments. Doesn't matter. Good, bad, or ugly, I never remove them. But I do appreciate tips, helps, and things clarified and straighten me out when I run off track a little bit. Anyways, let's get into it. I've rambled enough. The EU dispersal law, which I'd mentioned in context to, what was I talking about? The EU Parliament and, well, that business. Anyways, never mind. It starts out with the EU member states are required to accept a quota of asylum seekers based on their country's population and economic capacity. I didn't go looking into what that formula is. I don't think we need to know it, really. But basically, if a member country doesn't accept their quota, as defined by the EU, they pay a fine per head, right? So, one might then think that to keep the federal books looking good, because they don't want to pay a fine per head to refuse, they just accept them all. And which brings us to the EU dispersal law, which forces city councils to take asylum seekers in without public consent. If you've been watching what's happening in Ireland at all, this is what a lot of their protests are on the street are about. I'm not going to get into specific locations or numbers. You may recall one where they said, whatever city it was in Ireland, they said, or was it even a city? I think it was a smaller community. They said, oh, we're going to take that abandoned former tourist hotel there and convert it and put a bunch of newcomers in it. And, wow, the hotel burned down. I saw one just recently where they were moving in a bunch of mobile homes, and the locals managed to go out and turn them away. Say, no, you're not parking them in the field, and we're not taking any more of these newcomers. I mean, you think about it. You got, again, I'm not going to quote an exact example, but if you have a town of, say, 10,000 people, and they just inform the citizens, well, you're going to get 500, let's say, newcomers drop into your town. Well, where are they going to go? Do we need an extra doctor, nurse, and policeman now? This all, cost-wise, if nothing else, gets dumped down on what we in Canada call the municipal level. Or do you refer to it as town council in the UK, whatever the case may be? Which brings me to my point. If we look at what we see happening in Prince Edward Island with the student provincial exchange program business, the True North is covering it, so maybe I'll get into it, maybe I won't in a future video, but is that sort of the equivalent of the European Union's dispersal laws? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want me to look more into that provincial student bit, well, I think I will anyways. So, anyways, EU dispersal laws, courtesy of the EU Commission, where, let us not forget that Ursula von der Leyen, the head of, sits on the Board of Trustees at the WEF. I know I like to really beleaguer that, don't I?